today we have Caroline Digby, who is Head of HR from Robert Smart & Co. They're a lovely company based up in West Yorkshire, and they've got over 200 employees, and they've had the helpline since 2021. They are the UK's largest flexible packaging manufacturer, and they're the 6th generation of the Roberts family privately owning the business, which is fab to hear. And they were established in 1852, I believe. So that's some good years behind you. And also thank you to Kim Hill, who's here today. Kim is HR business partner and wellbeing lead from Paragon. Paragon have around about 5,000 employees, over 20 sites in the UK, Ireland and Luxembourg. And they are the UK's largest business service provider powered by print. And we're also very honoured to have their COO, David Phillips, who is the chair of the printing charity, if you didn't know that as well. So everybody who's joined today, everyone has access to the helpline. So we're not going to be going into that specifically because you all know about the charity, you know about the helpline. You'll all be on different kind of levels of your journey with the helpline. So what I'm going to do, rather than me continue to talk, I'm going to share a video with you now. Which is just a short video about the printing charity, and this is available to everybody. So if you do want it within your organisations after today, then you can just reach out to your relationship manager. So with the power of technology, I'm going to share my screen and a video, and hopefully it's going to work.
We are the printing charity. For almost 200 years, we have been providing practical, emotional and financial support for people in print, paper, packaging, publishing and graphics, whenever we are needed, throughout careers and into retirement. We know life doesn't always go to plan. Our free confidential employee helpline provides in-the-moment emotional support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We provide grants to help people in our sectors who are struggling with an unexpected expense or everyday essentials, whether they're in work, unemployed or retired. And we signpost people to specialist resources and services when needed. Our retirement living is for people of reduced financial means who are retired from our sectors. They're friendly, welcoming and supportive almshouse communities where help is on hand if it's needed. And through our annual Rising Star Awards, we provide training and development grants to help the industry's emerging talent shine, equipping them with the skills they need to build a successful career in our vibrant, ever-evolving industry. From practical and emotional help to financial assistance, supporting skills development and retirement living. Remember, we're here for you.
And for those who are new to the printing charity, since 2019, when we launched the helpline, we now have over 300 businesses signed up, and that's supporting around about 26,000 employees, but also employees' family members as well. So just to remind you, anyone aged 16 and over that lives with the employee has access to our helpline as well, which is really important for you to know. So I want to share the helpline video now.
Every year brings different challenges, and at the printing charity, we want everyone working in the sectors we support to have somewhere to turn whenever life doesn't go according to plan. So we launched our free, confidential and independent helpline. The helpline is for anyone in print, paper, packaging, graphics and publishing and their immediate families. It's somewhere to turn for emotional and practical support whenever it's needed. No problem is too big or too small, whether personal, work-related or something else. The helpline can complement existing wellbeing resources such as employee assistance programs and trained mental health first aiders, or it can work as a standalone support and the first part of an employee wellbeing strategy. In the Moment emotional support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year from BACP accredited counsellors. People in crisis are not bound by working hours, and for businesses running a 24-hour shift pattern, having 24-hour access to in-the-moment emotional support is vital. Practical support is available between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. from Monday to Friday. Information and advice specialists are on hand to help with the way forward for practical challenges. We're here to help launch the helpline within businesses too. At launch, we provide the materials and guidance you need to make sure your teams know the helpline is there and how they can contact it if they need to. After launch, we're here to answer any questions and provide ongoing support. We know the helpline has had a positive impact for people working in our industry. Our vision is that everyone, industry-wide, has access to it, and this starts with a conversation. Please talk to us about launching the helpline to your employees and talk to other businesses in your networks so they're aware of the helpline too. Remember, we're here for you.
We're going to go into the chat now around wellbeing and what Caroline's been doing at Robert Smart and what Kim's been doing at Paragon. So to kick off with, Kim, can you go over how you support workplace wellbeing for your employees?
Absolutely. Hi to everyone on today. So in Paragon, over the last 5-6 years, we've really started the journey in many different communication channels. So we have over 111 mental health first aiders, and we have 30 wellbeing ambassadors. And those wellbeing ambassadors are people that are in different parts of the organisation, sites, departments, that can help spread and share what we do within wellbeing. And they help and support me in the wellbeing agenda. The different channels are in place because of different ways how people can see and share information. So we have people at site-based, people that work remotely, hybrid, working from home, and the different areas we look at anything related to wellbeing. So it might be just in the morning when you sign onto your PC, there's a daily wellbeing message and a giggle to every employee to start the day with something that is light and refreshing. And sometimes that leads on to other meetings and agendas that we've got regarding wellbeing. We are really pleased with a Let's Talk Menopause group that we started 2.5 years ago, where every month I host this call. We've currently got about 56 people that join that call, and we openly talk about the journey of menopause and share examples of experience, treatments, good days, bad days. And the really refreshing thing recently, the last couple of meetings we've had, is there's gentlemen attending as well on behalf of their partners, that they work for Paragon and their partners haven't got this sort of support, so they join as well. And we started doing other things like men's room, so men's health. We do Teams calls and WhatsApp groups, and we look at different subjects every month. So we've done a diabetes awareness chat for support. So we keep looking at different things all the time that we can do as in communication and sharing. But on the other side, we look at what we can do as fun things within Paragon, such as events, charity events. It might be a positive training session. It could be something as simple as a wellbeing pack that we send out to employees who maybe are going through a tough time or a struggle, and we send them something to the home address just to make them smile and feel appreciated. That's just a few things that I can think of that we do.
That's great. Thanks, Kim.
I mean, I have to say, the Paragon journey, where you are, Kim, is inspiring. You know, we're very much in our infancy of our wellbeing journey as well, with some of those initiatives. One of the ones we're proud of at the moment that was launched last year is a learning one, because people feel that they can develop themselves as individuals, that also gives them a safe space that they can actually tap into some of that learning opportunity. And so they get like they can have an hour a week on a learning initiative of their choice, and people do anything from learning a different language to a fear academy. you know, and it's really nice to see people getting on board with that. I think one of the key ones for us, and a key message, is that people can have time to talk in a safe space, because, you know, that well-being, that openness with their line manager. So we work closely with them to make sure they're equipped, you know, to be able to have some of the difficult conversations that, you know, from a personal side, to actually work relationships, conflict management, you know, that type of thing. You know, I've done a big training exercise on that to make sure people do feel supported, that if they've got an issue, it's dealt with promptly, because if it's not, it can fester and become a bigger issue that, you know, for the individual and the organisation can be much bigger than anybody anticipated. You know, making sure that work-life balance is in the right place for people. So yeah, it's very inspiring what you're doing, and it's sort of a similar journey, but a little bit further behind, I would say.
And you just mentioned just now, Caroline, about engaging, talking to people. We've just started a Coffee and Connect in one of the sites, just to trial it, and we've advertised that in a way that it's as it reads, Coffee and Connect. So if an employee is wanting that 5-10 minutes with a mental health first aider or a manager that probably is quite uncomfortable starting that conversation, we say, should we go out and grab a coffee? They walk to the local coffee shop, which is a couple-minute walk, and we'll treat them to a coffee. And that allows people to open up and share things outside. I do find majority of the conversations I have with wellbeing are better when you go outside and walk. So you're walking alongside somebody chatting, rather than in an office with a table in between the two of you. That's really gone down well with employees being able to open up more to their managers or mental health first aiders. So really pleased with starting that initiative a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and I think a key word you used there was walk alongside. You know, you're not there to pull somebody or push somebody through their journey. You're there, you know, as a support mechanism. We encourage people to be open, that we don't have the answers. We're not necessarily the professionals in regards to a lot of these things, but just to, you know, to be listening to somebody, and for them to feel heard sometimes, and as you say, alongside them in their journey, and signposting them to the right place. You know, one of the things we sort of offer here on a lunchtime is board games. You know, that distraction, that you're actually doing something physical, you know, playing a game of chess or a game of ping pong, where, you know, your mind's a little bit distracted, but actually sometimes it's a bit more social, that you are feeling more open to talk to somebody.
I couldn't agree more with what you said about we're there to be alongside and support where the printing charity comes in, because I can come up with all these ideas and suggestions that we do, and it's great that all of our wellbeing ambassadors pick and choose which one's right for their own department and their own site. But I can't do it unless I've got the support of the printing charity. That is my next signposting step.
Yes.
And we all know the troubles that NHS is with getting those referrals. And I have got the absolute confidence that when I signpost someone to the printing charity, they have got somebody on the end of the phone within 24 hours. And that allows me to give me the confidence to actually work so closely with the printing charity to give that support. So I can help and support, but it's only until I pass them on to the next person. And an example of that I've had recently is, unfortunately, somebody went through a crisis moment when they reached out to their own GP, and they currently are still waiting on that referral list for the first appointment for some cognitive behavioural therapy and treatment. And that was 3 months ago, but already they've had 6 sessions of counselling through the printing charity.
Wow.
And after the first session they already started to feel a little bit more back to themselves, because they had that professional support. So absolutely credit to you guys at printing charity for being there for me to be able to signpost to people to you and have the confidence they've got the real support where they need it.
Yeah, I'd certainly echo that as well, Kim. Yeah, and I know when we first started, individuals thought that it wasn't confidential, that it would come back in, and that reassurance and that message has continued, that no, it's just for you as an individual. You contact them when you want, and nothing comes back. We don't even get names, we don't get numbers. You know, it's just for you. You know, and tap into it in any which way and always. You know, if somebody's in a difficult position, all of that is there for them, and we're just there to help and guide and offer assistance that we can, you know, along the way, feedback and support. You know, honest conversations sometimes are very, very useful, you know, just not to underestimate them, to be fair.
Well, that's lovely feedback. Sorry, carry on, Kim.
I was going to say, for people that's listening to this that are thinking, yes, some ideas there, that how do I start? For Paragon, this started 6 years ago with me thinking, I think mental health awareness is something that's going to get more apparent, that we need to get more focused on. I want to jump ahead of that and I want to do something about it now. So then from that, I was trained as a mental health first aider and then kept coming up with ideas to do. And I was lucky enough to have a company that was supportive in saying, yeah, carry on, roll on and do the ideas. Majority of these things we're doing is because I thought, I wonder if that'll work. I wonder if that'll work. Be brave. All you need is somebody in the organisation like yourselves who's joined the call today, is to be passionate about well-being, passionate about people. Just be brave and try it. If it doesn't work, we can amend it, we can change it. So the men's room, I change that quite often with what we do, because sometimes not many people attend the call, or the flow of conversation isn't it. It's okay to have an idea and it to fail. It's about just changing it and doing something different. So be brave. If you're passionate about it, you can achieve so much just from an idea that pops in your mind.
Yeah, and listening to other people as well, asking them what their thoughts are, you know, because we're only sort of one individual, if you like, and people out in the workforce also have great ideas. You know, ask them what do they feel they'd like to try, you know, and they'll come up with ideas that we've not even thought of. And that's great, because then they are feeling empowered, that they can make a difference to themselves and to others. You know, people do like to help, people do like to care for others. And I think, you know, here at Robert Smart, that's certainly inbuilt, you know, as you join and you're welcomed. And, you know, in difficult times especially, it's nice to lean on those people and actually ask for their ideas on how to support other people.
That's really interesting. Thank you, Kim. You mentioned that you've been on this journey for 6 years. How about yourselves, Caroline, at Robert Smart? What was it that kind of like kick-started your wellbeing journey? How did it start?
It was the partnering with the printing charity,
Was it?
you know, which made a massive difference to us. You know, there's a lot of things we did without even realizing was sort of part of wellbeing. You know, the what you'd say was common sense about looking after each other. But yeah, the journey really sort of kick-started when we partnered with yourselves and tapped into that knowledge base and those individuals such as yourself and Gary and other people that we've met along the way with that journey with you.
Thank you. And I think it's important as well for, you know, we've got a mixed audience here. We've got people who are new to the helpline. So thank you for signing up to us. We've got people who have been with the helpline for a long time, but like Paragon and Robert Smart. So for the people that are a little bit more new, don't feel overwhelmed with some of the information that, you know, you've got to be doing X, Y, Z straight away, because everybody's journey is different. And depending on the size of the company and the buy-in that you have at director level, you know, there are lots of companies that set up wellbeing teams, and those teams rotate on an annual basis to get other people involved in wellbeing in the journey as well. And the relationship managers are there to help you, to listen to you, to, you know, give advice. And again, you know, these wellbeing webinars are going to help in the future. We'll be having different topics in the future as well, to broaden the kind of conversation. So anyone new here, then you know, I hope this has been really useful for you.
Say to Kim, actually, she's given me some great ideas that I'm going to try and nick, to be honest, for want of a better phrase. You know, there's some great things out there, and I think it shows that we don't know it all. You know, we can be in our tenure of years with one organisation or you know, in our own careers, but actually we're still learning. You know, and it's been open to say, actually, do you know what, Kim, that's great. I want to do that, and being able to reach out and say, can I give you a call sometime and say, tap in about the coffee in the chat, or part of those wellbeings. You know, that network actually builds your initiatives as well.
Absolutely, and I'm welcome to that. And it's like I said just now, it's just having that initial thought of whatever it is, and just be brave and just try it. Because I always, when I do the Teams call, no matter what the subject is, I'm there thinking I'm going to be on my own in a minute. No one's going to join the call. And when people start joining the call and you get the numbers increase, I don't mind if it's just one person that I help, but when you get a number of people that's joined, probably like you thought today, Janice and Nicola, when the numbers were going up, it is people are interested in it. And it's not just those 56 people that are on the call today, it's who they'll go away and talk to after. So be brave. There is a lot of people that need our support. They need someone just to listen to, and the passion that we all got being on the call today will just help a number of people in the future.
Debbie is asking, if we already have an EAP, an employee assistance programme, how are we best to launch the helpline alongside, and does this confuse the employee? Well, I'll tell you what my views are, and then Kim, if you wanted to, because you've got an EAP there. So it doesn't confuse the employee if launched correctly, and if anything, it empowers the employee to have the decision of which service they want to use. They might use the printing charity for the helpline specifically, and they might use the EAP for another support tool, or they might use them both. So we have a lot of companies signed up with a helpline that have existing EAPs. So as long as the message is clear, sometimes people feel a little bit more comfortable with the printing charity because we're seen to be more impartial. So I hope that has answered or helped you, Debbie. Kim, can you add to that at all?
Yeah, I would agree. We've got a number of employee assistance programs within Paragon, and employees know where they are and they're signposted to them. But the difference for me is the printing charity is that instant person on the end of a call that can really help someone when they're in a situation that they need help. Yes, EAP may be able to help that, but it's more of a process and an online way of working, where I know that if I needed the printing charity support for whatever reason that I needed them for, when I phone them up, I know within 24 hours I'm going to get a phone call back, and it's a person from that moment that's going to help me with whatever issue I've got at the moment. So absolutely, to advertise it, signpost it in a more supportive way, it works. It doesn't confuse people. Everyone's got different ways of companies who they prefer. So they might prefer an EAP, but myself, printing charity is different.
Thank Kim and Caroline once again for our first webinar. Really, really grateful for your time and sharing your knowledge with the audience. And a big thank you to the audience for coming. If you want any more information from your relationship managers about anything you've heard today, please do connect with Sam, Gary and Marianne and myself. And this has been recorded, so any colleagues who couldn't attend today, they can get a copy of the recording. And just finally for me, follow us on socials. Thank you for your continued support in the industry, and please carry on spreading our story and connecting people to the printing charity. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me today.
Thank you. Thanks, Nicola. Thank you, everybody.